The auto industry has been shaken by a $5,000 electric car from Africa that has now outsold Tesla in several developing markets last quarter. This is not a joke. Just $5,000 gets you a fully electric car with a range of 250 miles, proving that being affordable and practical can go hand in hand in the EV world. While Elon Musk keeps tweeting about robot axes and cyber trucks, a little known company from Kenya is actually building what Tesla has been promising for years, but never delivered: a true electric car for everyone. Elon Musk should be worried, because this is not just another rival, it's a total rethink of what an electric vehicle can be. Detroit, Tokyo, and even Tesla are trying to catch up to Mobius Motors from Nairobi, which didn't begin with the idea of making EVs, but rather of fixing transportation issues. Mobius was founded in 2010 in Nairobi and first focused on building tough, affordable gasoline vehicles for African roads before turning to electric in 2019. We realized the Western approach to EVs was completely wrong, says founder Joel Jackson, who criticizes Tesla for adding unnecessary features. Mobius engineers asked a simple but radical question. What if we built an EV that was cheap from the start instead of trying to make a costly car cheaper? The result is the Mobius E1, a car that breaks every old rule of EV design with its simple yet clever structure. Instead of using a complicated skateboard frame with thousands of parts, the E1 has a new type of monocoque structure made of just 370 components. For comparison, a Tesla Model 3 has over 10,000 parts. The E1 weighs only 1,800 pounds, less than half of a Model 3, which cuts battery needs dramatically. Every detail of the car is about efficiency and simplicity rather than luxury and excess. Western automakers ignored this idea. They're selling smartphones on wheels, says Jackson. We're selling useful, affordable transport that just happens to be electric. When these sales numbers hit Wall Street last week, Tesla's stock fell 7%, showing a major shift in the electric car industry. The company that was meant to make electric cars for the people has now been beaten by a new name most Americans have never heard of. This is not just a disruption, it's a rewriting of how cars are made, priced, and powered. What's happening in Kenya right now could change how vehicles are designed and built for the next 100 years, challenging both old automakers and tech giants. By the end of this video, you'll understand how this game-changing car works, why it's so cheap, and how you might be able to buy one before they're all gone. The first batch of 10,000 vehicles is already 80% booked, even though the company hasn't officially started selling in the US. But the real shocker isn't even the price. It's how this African company solved electric vehicle problems that engineers in Silicon Valley couldn't fix for decades. The numbers are stunning. For a car that cheap, 250 miles of real driving range, 0 to 60 mph in 8.7 seconds, and a top speed of 85 mph, it charges completely in 4 hours using a normal outlet and comes with a 10-year battery guarantee, making it perfect for daily use. When Car and Driver tested the E1 against a Tesla Model 3, both cars finished a 200-mile drive with the same battery left, 20%. The Tesla was fancier, but both cars did the same job, getting people from point A to point B efficiently. The big question is, how is a $5,000 EV possible when Tesla's cheapest model starts near $39,000? The answer exposes everything wrong with Western automakers. Too much complexity and too many extras. The Mobius E1's low price isn't a trick. It's the true cost to drive it away. made possible by removing every non-essential part. It's a simple four-door, five-passenger car with a 40 kilowatt battery, a 107 horsepower motor, regenerative braking, and basic driver assistance tools. Inside, it's not fancy, but surprisingly comfortable, with fabric seats, washable rubber floors, and a clean dashboard. There's no leather, no glass roof, and no giant touchscreen, just what you need to drive. Chief Engineer Wanji Kunjenga says, "We removed anything that doesn't serve the car's main job." The same idea applies to how it's made. The outer panels are from dent-resistant composites made in only 4 pieces. The battery pack has a unique structure that cuts wiring and cooling needs by 60%. Mobius uses 95% automation, but only 70% as many robots as Tesla, saving big on production cost. Their factories, built with Kenyan tech startups, use AI to plan assembly in the most efficient way. Owners say the car performs far beyond what you'd expect for the price. Many drivers save hundreds of dollars each month on fuel and repairs. A delivery driver in Nairobi, James Odambo, switched from a Toyota Corolla and now saves $140 weekly on gas. A teacher in Mombasa, Sarah Mucha, charges hers twice a week and never worries about running out of power. Even in high heat, the car keeps 85% of its range with air conditioning on. In Rwanda's hilly areas, drivers get even more range thanks to regenerative braking. After 18 months of data, the E1 shows lower failure rates than the industry average, proof that cheap doesn't mean low quality. The real secret behind Mobius's success is their new kind of battery. While Tesla competes for scarce lithium, Mobius built an iron-air matrix battery using cheap, easy-to-find materials like iron, aluminum, and carbon. "We couldn't win the lithium race, so we didn't join it," says Dr. Amara Kanti, head of Mobius battery research. These batteries aren't as energy dense, but are 90% cheaper, use no rare materials, and can be made locally. They're also far greener, producing no toxic waste and using almost no water. MIT battery expert Dr. E.J. Yang tested them and was amazed. Only 8% capacity loss after 200,000 miles. Mobius has made more than $200,000 of these batteries in Nairobi, each costing under $60 per kilowatt, half of what Western firms pay. And their impact goes far beyond cars. Mobius is now licensing the battery tech for renewable energy storage, offering cheap solutions for solar and wind systems. One analyst summed it up perfectly. While Western firms spent billions improving lithium batteries, Mobius asked, "Do we even need lithium?" Mobius also redefined manufacturing. Instead of giant factories, they run 27 small microfactories across Kenya, each costing between $3 and $5 million to set up. COO Asai Okafor says the Western model is colonial. It centralizes power and resources. We decentralize. Each small factory employs 30 to 50 people and can start full production in just months. Their investment cost per car is only $1,200 compared to Tesla's $9,800. Labor per car is $420 versus $2,400 at Tesla. GM and Toyota have already sent teams to learn from them. Toyota even offered $2 billion for their system. The Western way optimizes for everything except affordability, says Okafor. We proved there's a smarter path. The numbers are staggering. Mobius sold 217,000 cars in 18 months, grabbed 34% of the EV market in developing countries, and turned profitable in only 9 months with a 42% margin, double Tesla's. In India, they outsold Tata's EVs by 3 to 1. In Indonesia, they took 41% of the market within a year. Analyst Sophia Chun calls it the smartphone moment for cars, comparing it to how cheap phones opened up access for billions. Tesla shares have dropped 18% since Mobius announced plans to expand to the US, while Ford and GM stocks also fell. Mobius isn't chasing luxury buyers, it's going after billions of people, joining the middle class who can't afford $40,000 EVs. Their delivery vans and small buses cost 70–80% less than Western ones. Ride sharing firms like Go and SafeBoda have ordered thousands because the cars pay for themselves in a few months through fuel savings. Investors are noticing too. Mobius raised $850 million, a $12.4 billion valuation, backed by global funds. We're bringing mobility to billions, ignored by Western car makers, says Jackson. In the US, they'll skip dealerships and instead use retail stores as experience centers, delivering cars straight to buyers in 2 weeks. To meet regulations, they'll first launch as neighborhood EVs, then upgrade for full speed. The lineup includes the 5000 E1 Basic, 150-mile range, 7200 E1 Plus, 250 miles, and 8400 E1 Utility model. Pre-orders already top 37,000 with no ads, and they aim to ship 100,000 cars in year one. Old automakers are pushing back hard. Ford has filed complaints, GM is lobbying for stricter safety rules, and Tesla is said to be working on a $20,000 model to compete. But matching Mobius's cost seems impossible. They're scared, says journalist Robert Chen. Their systems can't handle Mobius-level pricing. Despite resistance, public interest keeps growing. Mobius's waiting list increases by 1,200 cars a day. Driving the E1 feels simple and familiar, not flashy, but solid. The cabin noise is similar to a Toyota Corolla, and charging from any wall socket makes ownership easy. Maintenance costs are incredibly low. No oil, no spark plugs, just basic checks once a year, costing under $120. The E1 has a 99.7% uptime rate, and most software issues fix automatically. Repairs are handled through partner stores with mobile teams that can replace key parts in under 2 hours. Its few limits, like an 85 mph top speed or basic interiors, are intentional trade-offs for affordability. I don't need a car to show off, says one Rwandan owner. I just need one that works. This one does. What's happening in Kenya isn't just another car story. It's a revolution in global mobility. Mobius has proved electric cars don't have to be expensive or complicated. Their local, sustainable approach challenges 100 years of factory thinking and gives a real alternative for the future. The rise of Mobius and its $5,000 electric car marks not just competition, but a new way of thinking about mobility, production, and fairness worldwide. For decades, EVs were made by Western and Asian companies focused on luxury and performance. Mobius shattered that belief by proving you can start with affordability and quality together, skipping the old luxury first, mass later path. This isn't just a company success. It's proof that true innovation grows from necessity, not extravagance. For buyers, affordable EVs are finally here. For automakers, Mobius is both a warning and a chance. Change now or fade away. The future of transport isn't being written in Detroit or Silicon Valley anymore. It's coming from Nairobi, and it costs just $5,000. Mobius's idea goes beyond cars. It shows how simple local innovation can challenge industries from renewable energy to electronics. The E1 rejects the idea that advanced tech must be costly, complex, or American-made. By designing for cost first, Mobius exposed how bloated and inefficient Western manufacturing really is. Tesla, for all its innovation, still follows old auto habits: huge factories, high prices, and heavy marketing. Mobius proved small. Distributed production can make better profits while creating more jobs and less pollution. Their success also shows a divide in the global market. While Western consumers buy expensive EVs full of features they rarely use, billions elsewhere just want dependable, affordable transport. That's why Mobius is booming. It meets real needs, not vanity. This isn't an accident. It's the future of mobility built on smart engineering instead of luxury. Their iron air battery may even reshape global energy by reducing reliance on lithium and rare minerals, which often cause political and environmental problems. If it scales up for power grids, it could change how the world stores renewable energy. Mobius also forces Western policymakers to face an uncomfortable truth. EVs don't need to cost 40,000 or depend on government subsidies. Affordability can be designed from day one. This shakes the idea that only rich nations can drive green transitions. Ford, GM, and Tesla are now racing to make cheaper EVs, but their costs make that nearly impossible. Mobius, being privately funded, can focus long term instead of chasing quarterly profits, allowing it to plan for decades ahead. Culturally, it's a major shift too. Africa is showing it can lead in clean transport, just like China did with fast trains and digital payments. This breaks the old belief that innovation only flows from rich nations downward. Mobius's entry into the US will test if Western buyers are ready to pick simplicity over status. Early signs show they are. Tens of thousands have already pre-ordered before any big campaign. If they succeed, others will have to cut prices and stop overloading cars with expensive tech no one needs. The environmental impact could be huge. Affordable EVs for billions mean fewer gas engines globally, speeding up decarbonization. Mobius's local production and short supply chains also cut emissions far better than globalized factories. The main challenge now is scaling without losing focus. Many disruptors collapse when they grow too big. If Mobius can keep its simplicity, it could become the first truly global car maker serving everyone, not just the wealthy. Their battery and factory tech could expand into trucks, buses, or even energy grids, making Mobius a cornerstone of the green economy. For ordinary people, the message is clear. The age of overpriced, overcomplicated EVs is ending. For investors, it's both a risk and an opportunity. The risk of losing ground to Mobius, and the chance to back a company changing the rules. For governments, it's a reminder that innovation starts from solving real needs, not writing policy papers. The Mobius story is still being written, but one thing is sure: the future of transport will be shaped wherever creativity meets necessity. And right now, that place is Nairobi. The 5,000 electric car is more than a product. It's a statement for a fairer, greener, more practical world, and that could be the most disruptive innovation yet.